Clerk, want to call the roll?
Roll call. Commissioner Salona?
Here.
Commissioner Calucci?
Here.
Commissioner Grace? Here. Commissioner Lozey?
Here.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Yeah. Okay, minutes of the previous meeting.
Accept.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. First, okay, project updates. The 20-year contract, wastewater.
I'll take that, Chairman.
Okay.
Thank you. The project is going well. We're about 54% complete. We're about 44% complete as far as the time is involved, so we're ahead of schedule. The contractor, Nickerson, has continued working on the effluent pump station building, the administration building, the maintenance building, the grit removal tanks, member screening, grit removal building, the primary settling tanks, the aeration tank, the dewatering building, and also the remote pump stations. Currently, they're working on Camden Street, Blossom Street, Hanson Street, and Washington Street. This project is scheduled to be completed on June 30th, 2025, but we are ahead of schedule, so we may be finishing this a few months earlier. So far, so good. Everything's going well. That's the update for the
Okay,
wastewater
next,
treatment.
the water treatment plant.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The Water and Sewer Commission is in compliance with all federal and state drinking water regulations. The water supply capacity as of yesterday was at 72%. The average for this time of year is 61%. 9 of the 10 contract full-time positions in the water treatment plant are currently filled. There is an open operator position, but Peoria right now is training the mechanic. He is a grade 2 license now. He's being trained as an operator. He's at the final stages of the necessary class to take the advanced class to take the grade 3. And he's scheduled to take the test in December and hopefully be able to fill that open operator position. And then they are currently looking for a mechanic to fill
Just to
his
replace them.
so that hopefully we can get all 10 filled by the end of the year.
Okay, great.
That's fine.
Anybody got any questions? Okay, next, the CSO update.
Thank you, Commissioner. The CSO update, Phase 1 and 2, as I'd mentioned in the past, is about 99% complete. We're still waiting for the balancing change order from the DEP. Phase 3, which is our stormwater pump station, Methuen Construction has continued to work on the electrical building, complete installation of the electrical building doors, louvers, complete installation of rebar and placement of concrete for various upper wet well, screen chamber and valve vault walls, and complete installation of the sheathing and upper frame for the Bennett Street micro tunnel. Soon we're going to be having super excavators come in. They'll be beginning the process of tunneling under the Linway. And that's a jacking pit, and that should be some interesting construction, but right now Methuen is preparing the receiving pit and the launching pit for that, and that work should start around Thanksgiving and then finish before Christmas. So that's the update. That's about 72% complete. Phase 4 and 5 is the project with Gioso, that's pipe work. They've done test pitting. They're currently installing insertion valves to help shut down water mains that they need to cross during the construction. The contract has begun mainline sewer and drain pipe installation on Summer Street, and the contract is currently submitting materials for data review, and that project is just getting started. It's only about 4.5% complete, and that's the update for the CSO project.
Okay, anybody any questions?
Sorry, what's the completion date for Phase 4 and 5?
So the completion date, the pump station and the 4 and 5 are supposed to be online October of 2024.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, next, Kings Beach update.
Yeah, before I hand it over to Eric Kelly from Environmental Partners, just quickly, the last meeting, Commissioner Salona had asked us to look at putting out an RFP for the accelerated phase for TVing. I have been provided a schedule from Eric Kelly from Environmental Partners. The schedule reads as this. We will be developing a CCT bid package to be completed by December 15th. We would be advertising the week of 12/18, and we would be opening bids probably in the beginning of January. He's got January 5th as the date. Contract award would be sometime in January, and a notice to proceed would be in February. Hopefully, we would have a completion date somewhere in May 15th. Now, as we mentioned before, this is sort of contingent upon money funds that we're getting from the city. Ryan Boisel has been working with Mike Bertino from City Hall. He sent a rather large package on September 29th. We still haven't received any funds yet, I believe, Ryan, right?
Yes, so there's 243,000 outstanding invoices.
Right, so we figured that we would continue with this RFP, get some pricing so that we would have it in the can to
Yeah.
go and see what they look like. But that's how we're gonna move forward with this. And I'll hand it over to Eric Kelly.
Yeah, so that's based, the idea would be to solicit those bids from the regional providers of those services. We give them a contract window to complete it. They tell us, give us their unit prices by size of pipe and level of cleaning, and any incidental repairs, if they have to do root cutting and stuff like that. So basically, we would do that for the full remaining 21 miles of drainage in the Lynn side of the watershed. Goal of being done by middle of May. If they have resources and they say they're going to need to do 2 crews at once, a single crew, we've allotted for roughly, we think it's roughly 70 field days.
Okay.
We will identify streets that have to be done at nighttime due to traffic and parking concerns. So there'll be a host of night work to go along out of that subset of that. Concurrent with that would be, if we find any illicit connections, then we'd be going into removal of those while the program keeps running. Same thing with follow-up IDD. If things that need to get screened, we'll go out and screen after the cameras have come through. But this will be a little more than likely the first time the cleaning tools and cameras have been in a lot of the system.
Okay.
Especially anything that is legacy pre-separation.
Okay.
Anybody on the commission, any questions? Anybody from the audience? Are you guys here on the King's Beach?
Yes,
If you-
excited.
Okay, you have any questions or anything if you want? Oh, sure.
I just have a quick question, just to clarify. So while this other company is doing the cleaning, if they find anything along the way, then you all will come in and, or sorry, not, whoever's on contract will come in and do the repairs. Is that correct? It wouldn't be the company that would put this out to bid for?
That's correct. It would be a construction company versus this is a TV and cleaning company that would be doing
Okay.
the viewing of the lines.
Really, this is to find anything suspect, and then the field work or diet testing would follow up if we see something that looks like it needs follow-up. We're going to be out 3 days this week doing follow-up from all the work on Eastern Ave. A lot of those side streets were dry, so there wasn't anything to screen or sample, so we're sandbagging everything to try and see if we can back up any flow over the next 3 days. To see if we can find, just because if it's a single home with no stormwater flow, that might need some time to kind of build up enough to actually sample. So that's what's getting done over the next 3 days. That's unrelated to the bigger CCT. That's follow-up from the work we just completed in September.
Gotcha. So in theory, if they find a lot as they're starting to clean, it could end up taking longer if there's a lot of repairs that need to be done as they go?
So the contract will have provisions for both like standard cleaning, like it's called light cleaning, versus heavy cleaning where they have to have heavier tools to remove more debris. So we make an assumption of how much the drainage we think is going to need heavy cleaning. So you get a price, and it's an additive price to say it's a 36-inch pipe, it's this much to light clean, this much additional if you have to heavy clean. So it does take more time. A lot of the debris we've been seeing to date is just old sediment, and then you'll find some construction materials, concrete, mortar, brick, stuff like that. So if they come across that, they have all the tools on the truck. They just have to know that they get paid an additional surcharge for when they have to do the heavy cleaning. Unfortunately, that also does mean they have to get all that stuff out of the way so the cameras can go, before the cameras can go in. So if that stuff is masking some of the illicits, we end up with a cleaner pipe when the cameras go in, just so they don't get damaged or stuck. But it can mean that certain things might get kind of pushed out of the way before the camera goes through. So then you're looking for real active connections. So that's the one downside to having to do. The cameras can't go in when the pipes are too dirty. but that's the reason for the follow-up work.
Anybody else? Commission? Anybody's got any questions?
No, sounds good.
Good. Okay. Okay, next, the elderly discount qualification
Take
criteria.
that, Mr. Chairman. So just a little bit of history. So the commission has an elderly discount program. It's 15% off the water portion of the bill. The bills are comprised of 35% water, 65% sewer, so it's more expensive to get rid of the waste than it is to bring the water in. That being said, the income qualifications are wildly out of date. So I wanted to bring those up to 2022 inflation numbers, which was part of the package using the CPI calculator, so it's to current inflation. And then those amounts sort of put us in line with like Lawrence and Worcester for what they consider the HUD, U.S. Department of HUD would consider to be low, very low to mid-income. So these ranges seem to play out pretty well. What I'd like to propose is to increase the 15% to 30%. We don't really have a lot of elderly, either couples, single or couples applying. First of all, the income range was way too low, so it just wasn't feasible. But I think Boston Water and Sewer does 30%. It doesn't really, quote-unquote, cost
It's just on the water, though, right? Not the...
just on the water side, yeah. In the Boston Water and Sewer, they don't do it on the sewer either.
Okay, all right.
So it's just on the water portion. The elderly tend not to use a lot of water, so, 400 cubic feet, it doesn't sound unreasonable. And the discount is $2.72 currently.
Yeah.
All right.
That's not a lot.
It's a waste of time, yeah.
When we do a billing, the combined elderly discount could be maybe $150. So I think this is something that would help, the elderly, especially if they're
Right.
making
Oh, yeah,
48,000 combined.
And the 30% realistic.
Can we get up to 289 and get a cheeseburger at Donald?
So again, the income parameters are wildly out of date, not touched. Just thinking that maybe it would be a benefit to the seniors.
So now what you do, just match Boston's like they're doing?
Yeah, I did some peeking around, just to see what other people were doing and things like that, so.
Well, how many people take advantage of it?
There's only about 50 people on it right now.
Really?
So it was a program that was probably advertised for a little bit more years and years ago, well before I was here.
Sure.
So, a lot of the accounts that are on this are sort of legacy accounts. We don't even have, like, the last time they had a lien certificate done, which means our system didn't account for that at the time, so they probably own these properties.
So do we have that out there, or can we put like an ad in the item or something?
Well, we could put it on the website.
Next, it just seems like more than 50 people would take advantage of that.
Customers call and they ask about it, and just unfortunately, the income range just was too low, so.
Yeah.
I
So
think
now it's
we'll get
now that it's
more-
gonna be new, you'll get
Yeah,
more.
I think we'll get some
more activity.
hopefully positive feedback.
Yeah,
And again, if it goes to 30, it's just.
So we can put that on the website, then.
Yeah, that's what I mean, just so
It's a
people,
lot for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I'm not, sorry, my name's Wayne Spritz. I'm from
Hi, Wayne.
Swampscott. Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Just a quick piece of feedback to that. One of the things I've found through personal experience and also having talked with a number of people is that the elderly tend to have more leaks that they can't hear
Yeah.
or they don't pay attention to. So one of the things I know that my home insurance actually offered was a free electronic leak detector that I was able to put on. Now, whether or not you have an elderly population or even if you're low income, they're probably not using an app, but there may be some way to be able to monitor that leakage. That is probably the biggest issue where you've got poor looking me just be running. I've seen it happen too many times.
Oh,
Sure, we
great.
all
Yeah,
have.
sure.
But if there's a way in your program to maybe be able to also address that through some sort of low-cost leak detection, it might
Good suggestion.
be helpful overall to the entire community, because I know that loss has to be subsidized somewhere within the rate structure, one way or the other.
You know your stuff. It's a good suggestion, thank you.
Just one other question. Would it be possible maybe to add something in with the bills next month, just to notify people of the change?
Sure.
Yeah, I can do that too, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because I may not be going to the websites, I'm just thinking about like.
That's
I was just about to open it up, then I'm gonna go on what, no. That's why I said, like, if they read the item, they'll definitely read it.
Do we need a vote on this, or is that just good?
You want a roll call on it?
Yeah, I mean, we can, yeah, it'd be nice to,
Yeah, might as well do it, yeah, we'll do
it's
it.
been 2 decades since it's been done, so.
Yeah, 20 years, wow.
Yeah, so we'll just make a motion to approve that, second.
Seconded.
Okay, roll call.
Okay, Commissioner Solano?
Yes.
Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Grace?
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Yes. Okay, now we get the Bostic Dam letter of agreement.
Yep, I'll have to take that, yeah. So in your package is a letter of agreement between Bostic Inc. and the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission. I'll just give you a quick little update, background on the Bostic Dam. It's the South Middleton Dam, known as the Bostic Dam. It was built in 1900. It was modified in 1953. This was built for fire protection for the Bostic Company, and it's outdated, and they've gotten some grant money to put a fire suppression system, and they want to remove this dam. The dam's 110 feet long. It's got a spillway of 45 feet, and the structural height of it is 9 feet. The pump station that we draw water from in Ipswich houses 2 pumps. They're rated at 10,000 gallons per minute, which flows to a 30-inch cast iron pipe, which is a supplemental source to the Saugus River, and that gets pumped to Hawks Pond. The station is allowed to operate. We're allowed to draw water from December 1st through May 31st, so it's not a full year, but it's half the year. Providing that we have 15 CFS in the moving stream, but the commission usually doesn't start to draw it to about 20 CFS, just to have a factor of safety in there. Once this dam is removed,
That's cubic feet per second?
Cubic feet per
of water.
second, yeah, that's correct. Once this dam is removed, the level of the river will drop about 13.5 inches. So this agreement is, in around 2016, Camp Dresser, CDM Smith, Camp Dresser McKee Smith did a study. And for us, if they take this dam down, we need to spend some money to rehab the pumps and rehab the intake structure to grab the water. It's been brought to $23. It's around $696,000 at the top end of what CDM's estimate is. This agreement in your package will allow for the cost to be shared. So Bostic will contribute $200,000, and the Division of Ecological Restoration is going to also contribute another $200,000. So they'll contribute $400,000, and the commission will pick up the difference. I just want to mention that Sam has reviewed this agreement, and the commission would obviously pick up the balance of the difference, but that's what this agreement is established to provide us, is some cost to offset that of the dam coming down.
Question. Is that going to, the pumps, does it include the pumps on this, what you're talking about?
So that we got 2 pricing. One pricing was to completely replace the pumps, and one price was to rehab the it was not a cost-effective to replace the pumps. We were getting into the $1.3 million range. So it was recommended by CDM Smith that we do a rehab of the pumps. So we'll rehab the pumps, fix the intake, and hopefully that'll provide us enough water during the winter months when we can draw. And that's what the agreement's. So what we're looking for tonight is authorization to have you guys allow the executive director to
make a
enter
motion.
into this agreement.
Okay, so make that motion, second.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Okay. Commissioner Solano?
Yes.
Commissioner Calucci?
Yes.
Commissioner Grace?
Yes.
Commissioner Lozey?
Yes.
And Commissioner Trahan?
Yes. Okay, any new business? No questions? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, John.